And we're live for a late night catch up. It's definitely not a love reading. I mean, I guess it's God who loves you and he's going to give you a reading. It's not talk about your terrible love life or mine for that matter. I'm just trying to love life, right? What's up, everyone? I am the motherfucking hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer. You want to see something? I really want to show you. I don't know if I could. Do you want to see something cool? I'm not going to. I really was going to show you, but I'm going to save it. What is it? I have a decoration in my room that I set up, and it's so fucking cool. Anyways, I'm your seer, oracle, lightworker. Oh, going back to shaman. We're going to go back to that. Oh, God. I got to earn my stripes. Really? Lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American symbol, am your messenger God of the first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and anything from my shorts. Really, I posted some great shorts. My last video knocked me out. I blamed it on the thing. Blame it on the rain. It was not a rainy day. Really? No, I pick up frequencies. So it comes in the tones of music sometimes. Really? This don't make me start singing right now. I was about to sing. Really? Yeah, from my heart. Anyways, as I sit here and get comfortable in my highest throne with my chairs and coffee or tea, what are we doing? Um, hmm. I did my last reading, and I was sitting there, and that's what I told my daughter. I was like, this fucking documentary is called The Days, and it's taking me days to get through it. I was like, I don't even understand. Like, maybe it's the translation. I don't really watch a lot of these translated movies. This thing is going on forever. But, anyways, I was sitting there watching an episode, and I just passed out, which wasn't a terrible thing. It's Sunday, and people pass out watching football games or golf, or, they just pass out and take a Sunday nap. That's fine. But trying to come out of that nap was outrageous. And as I'm sitting there fighting the flesh, get up. It's like you're dead. It's all darkness, and you're trying to get your body to get up. You have to wake up. You have to live. You must go on. No, I just want to stay. Really? It's so fucking real. The struggle is real. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. And I'm like, I get my head up and my head is heavy. And I'm like, dude, is this like a heat nap? What just happened to me? And I go to throw myself into the bath. I use my old routines. I remember doing this before. And I'm sitting there in the dark using the flashlight from my phone because I'm light sensitive. And I'm like soaking in this hot ass bathtub in a fucking fetal position, trying to wake up to tackle the rest of this day. I'm like, what the fuck? Really? Yeah. And as I'm going through this process, I'm like, damn, this used to happen to me all the time. This is what happens when I do all that heavy channeling. It fucks me up. I had a great week. And the whole time I was on my fasting, all of that, but it kills the flesh. Really? Mm. In the beginning, and that's what I'm watching. This thing is it's about this radioactive plant out in Japan. It's a true story, but it's a remade story and it just keeps going on. I watched plenty of the Chernobyl ones, plenty of them. But this was a new one. And I said that in the beginning. I'm taking in all this raw fucking material and I'm turning it into gold, which is alchemy. They call it the philosopher's gold. I'm turning it into electricity, something viable that can be felt and seen. It's taking a thought and turning it into something in our reality. And while I'm doing it, it's like, Jesus Christ, that fucked me up. So I put a post. I was like, oh shit. I can't, even though I am capable, physically capable, I'm not physically capable of just pushing out messages like I didn't take a week off. Really pushing the muscles. It was hard. So I got in my car and I had one cigarette. I was like, oh man, if life wasn't hard enough. It's like, oh, if I don't go now, I'll never go. mm. So I went for a ride and cleaned my chakras and you know what I mean? Did what I had to do and ended up getting the kids some fucking ice cream and shit and just like, whoa. And I had posted that and I was like, damn, that knocked me down. Not remembering that the last card that we spoke of was, well, before Jesus's teachings, was that they're going to teach me shamanic gifts. I say that I'm a shaman because I can take dream work and bring it into reality. But what they're talking about, this new level of dream work, and that's the Pallades, if I ever get to it, that's what they do. They put you in sleep chambers. People don't know what's happening, but they have these vivid dreams of recollection, very rememberable dreams of aliens. Now, a lot of people, they found this out through hypnosis. They would put people to sleep and get into their subconscious that's way hidden in their conscious mind. Now, someone that works with me, I teach you from start to finish how to break through the barriers of your conscious mind into the unconscious, which is your soul, and to live there, to be the soul having the human experience instead of the human trying to experience the soul. We do this at first, that's the guiding force, but then the force becomes you. Really? And that's where it is. So I put all this together and I'm like, Jesus, you guys put me in a fucking coma. And I used to be put down like that all the time, but they were healing chambers according to the Palladians. In order for me to take on these new levels of information, it's dream work. Really? And it came up on one of these weird tarot readers. They were like, this person does divination. They could be doing dream work on you. First off, you can't access my dream world. I did that in the very beginning. I did protections in the astral realm. Once the freaking soul leaves the body and access the other realms, you put a layer of protection over your body so that nobody can manipulate your energy. Now, when you come back, it's still been sitting there taking up energy. It's like dust. You're like a piece of tape. You go outside and you breathe in the air, and it's literally frequencies and stuff that sticks on your body. You can be having the best day and you just go somewhere simplistic, like just a simple errand, and it wears you out. And it's because of the shit you came in contact with, the unconscious contact of the darkness that you took on just going through your day. Realistically, yeah, there's that. So as I saw this, and I'm like, geez, trying to come out of this dreamland, this is a seven of cups energy. I'm going to verify all this. Trust me. This is me. I read energy with what's happening, and the cards are only confirming it. So, what I have sitting in front of me is the 10-day energy that we're somewhere in. I typically keep up with it all 10 days, but I don't know where we are. So, I'm going to pull out the calendar and pull the cards and see where we're sitting and how quick this is going to change. If it just started or we're at the end of a 10-day cycle, right? I'm going to pull that, and I'm pretty sure that's going to verify what I'm talking about right now. But as I'm entering in this shamanic era, this is a new level of dream interpretation. And the man with the plan that ran all of this, it goes back to one of my founding guides, Carl Jung. It's with a J, and I always say Carl Jung. They call him Jung. I'm not sure. I just call him Carl Jung. I don't pronounce it. It could be the Spanish teaching that the J is silent. You're going to hear all my videos that I call him Carl Jung. I don't pronounce the J. It's a yay. Easy. You with me? Really? Something like that. That's what he did. Going back to Dolores Cannon, she started past life integration with people she was one of the founders of hypnosis. Sleep. They put you to sleep. So when I had my so-called alien experience, which is it's in my documentary, when I accessed the Palladian beings, or I have the remembrance, it was a dream. I went to sleep and I woke up with all of these visions. I saw it as I was going to sleep, what was happening, and I was reaching for Kobe. I shared that video. I shared my story for a long time, and then I kind of just calmed down on it. Then later, I shared a short. It's in my shorts, and it's Kai. And Kai tells about his alien abduction. That short to date is the highest running short. I got over 375,000 views on that short, and most of my followers came from that short, which were people that believe in aliens and believe in the experience. There are people that have physically been abducted, been pulled out of they've taken their bodies. They found other ways to connect with us and layers of our being. And the memories stay in the subconscious. I teach that because me myself as a disassociated person in my real reality, I teach you how you can lock things in your mind and how you can access these things of this world and of other worlds. You have it all hidden. Science teaches us we only use a certain part of our brain, a very small portion. I know that when I sit with science, I can show them my brain lights up like a fucking Christmas tree. And I access different parts of my brain, which is great for science to see. But will science do what the science is, which is the data? Stop trying to manipulate how this is happening and trying to argue how it's happening and understand it is happening and this is how it happened. The challenge in what I do is people try to challenge that first off, that I have the capabilities. They want to argue that it's not, that people aren't capable of doing such things. And secondly, they want to deny the science, that they want to argue that it's even capable. And then once they believe it is, they want to find an ulterior way to get to from A to Z. They want to crash course this. They're like, no, but there's got to be another way. If it's true, then there's another way. If there was another way, then why does nobody know that way? You're wasting your time trying to find another way to God when I've told you this is the way. I'm not the fucking way. I found the way. I documented it, and that's what I'm famous for. It's the awakening, where your soul wakens up. You're past knowing. You get past the limitations of what your mind thinks, and now you're in the infinite. So Carl Jung, and I have his book right here, is Man and His Symbols. The whole book is an interpretation of dreams. People would come in and share their dreams with him, and he could take the interpretation of these weird things that were happening in your dreams and tell you what that was to you, how yourself was projecting in these dreams, and how people in your life were playing characters in this dream, how you were projecting your reality into this dream world and the characters and visions that your mind was creating. Once again, Seven of Cups, illusions. The highest level, where are we? Neptune, the dream world, where thoughts become illusions, fantasies, perversions, delusions. Really? I spoke of it in my last video, the difference between the visions that God has in your life and how you try to envision your life, how you want it to be. You have this idea of how things are going to go. And as I say this, I'm seeing Friday Night Lights. Fuck, bro, he was going to be everything. And that's what it is. It's like at a young age, they had their whole life ahead of them. Even Pac. For those of us that have made it so long, it's like, dude, imagine what, he showed such great. Yeah, he did it in the beginning. Did you expect him to hold and maintain that his entire life? And even Kobe wasn't the greatest in the beginning. He grew to be the greatest. And that's what it is. After you've mastered it, then what the fuck am I doing here? Why do I gotta keep doing after I done did it? Really? Something to be said. When your time is up, it's because that's it. Either the body can't keep up anymore, or you've come and you've conquered. Or you got conquered and you're gonna have to play this one again. Really? Mm-hmm. So the dream world, I mean, it's creepy because first off, you better not be fucking putting me to sleep. That's what I said. I'm not gonna sit around doing readings all day if they're gonna take all my energy. I was spending days of lots of energy. And now all of a sudden I did 2 readings and I'm knocked out and I can't even get up. I'm like fucking gasping for life. At first I thought it was the readings because, I'm like, damn, that knocked me out, but it wasn't. Really? No. So for those of you, I can tell you as I'm entering, so are you. I'm just the only one that can physically be aware of what's happening around us without pulling out fucking cards. We've been through Saturn. We've been through Pluto. Where are we at now? We're at the tree of life. We're at Neptune. Dreams, illusions, confusions. We're in the moon, but past it. We're in the waters, deep waters of where you want, you know what I mean? Where your feelings, your desires, all of this shit can turn into shit. Really? It's a next level of scary. It's past the mirrors, that's for sure. It's where your desires take form, but you have to be careful. Really? You have to understand, is this something that your flesh desires, or is this something that God desires for you? Discernment is very deep right there. I'm seeing fucking Bobby, Jesus Christ. one day he called or he sent me a message and he said, I dreamt about you last night. I was extremely intrigued because I knew this to be a spiritual thing. And when I used any spiritual terminology, he acted all stupid. And I got irritated with his incompetence to the fact that I'm trying to dig deeper. And then I came to the surface. I was like, was he just trying to tell me he had a dirty dream about me? Like, was that it? Like, what a waste. I really was intrigued to see where your soul traveled to meet me and you came back with the memories. Because I have those things happen all day. But there's some things, some places that our mind won't let us access. And that's where you're put to sleep. There's many stories of, people using or people having amnesia, or people using anesthesiologists that put them to sleep and shit like that, anesthesia. They come out of it and they have these vivid dreams and all these crazy things. We're in the dream world. Really? It's where it's the next it's a level for sure. It's I was with Metatron in the 11th dimension where thought becomes takes form. The next part would be where does it form? So if you think about it, I'm not sure if Neptune, I'm thinking Pisces. Really? It's not Scorpio. Maybe Cancer, because they're all, no? I feel like I'm going to be sick. Seriously? Hold on a second. Seriously? Yeah, I feel like something's coming from my solar plexus. I'm about to fucking throw up. What was that? Too much light. It comes from your solar plexus, the sun. Second, I had a grilled cheese sandwich and it hasn't gone down probably. It's too much. Too much. Gotta do this on an empty stomach. Oh. Again, I'm getting back in the schedule of this. Really? So I want you to understand that they're talking to you through dreams. I'm going to start understanding what the dreams mean, but you need to start paying attention to your own dreams, whoever you are. Really? Daydreams, night dreams. Keep a dream journal. Things happen. If you're able to bring back the memories, and that's something I never did, but I have some crazy stories. Remember the job? I love this story. It's a crazy story. There's some of these stories in my fucking story that are just so crazy. I woke up one morning, but as I'm waking up, same thing, trying to open my eyes, and I see this figure, the shadow figure. And it sounds like a black dude, just by the voice, the tone. He's like, hey, they're hiring at the front desk. And I'm trying to like focus on it, and then I wake up. And I tell this story that day. I'm like, hey, something came to me. It wasn't my spirit guide. Something tried to tell me about a job. A couple days later, Indeed contacted me with a job, the very job that the spirit was talking about, a front desk job. Really? They're trying to connect with you. This is a new level of connection. Really? Probably not. Just a deeper level. Now that I say it, we just keep going around in circles around the planets. We've been here before, but now we're in a deeper level of understanding, of transmitting information. Going back to that, as far as you trying to manipulate me, only at a fleshly level if I'm being dumb. My spirit at some point wakes up and is like, hey, dummy. Really? You'd have to do it face to face because, I mean, seriously, something like that. I'd have to be caught up in a moment. But as far as manipulating my mind, I'm out of my mind, losers. I'd have to be to do what I do. You can't play mind games on somebody they have a they broke the mind, they broke the constructs of the mind. I have a broken mind. It's like, are you trying to suggest something? Is this subliminal? What are you doing right now? Are you attempting, is this your attempt to be funny? This isn't funny. This isn't a joke. What are you doing? And that's where it is. I pick up on sarcasm and shit like that. It's like, what was that? Realistically, I'm a child. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Why are you acting all weird? Mm-hmm. It's like she should have fell for that. Everyone falls for that. I don't have a mind, bro. What are you talking about? Like, what, are you playing mind games? Mm, Emotional games? I don't like I don't like when I don't feel comfortable. That's something important, the most important thing to me for the rest of my life. I have found safety, and I will not, unless God asks me, but He'll never ask me to go somewhere unsafe. There's not a reason. I can be fearful, but not unsafe. My entire life, Marshall wrote about this, but it's true. I've been in survival mode my entire life, just surviving, which is always fearful, always afraid, always on the edge, always waiting, always in chaos, always in suspense, always triggered, always ready. I'm spending the rest of my life safe, and I don't fuck around with people that make me feel unsafe. Your behaviors, the way you talk, the things you do, the people you associate with, all that shit brings karma, and that makes me feel unsafe. Something's gonna come get you, and I don't wanna be around somebody that's got bad karma coming after them. You know who you are. You're a slimy individual, bro. And your slime is Slimer time, bro. They're gonna catch you, and anybody that's with you, we're guilty by association. Just being around a slime ball like you, I'm going to jail. I work too hard not to go to jail. I'm not going to jail for somebody else's crime, and that's karma, bro. They might not catch you, and that's what happened to fucking B. I mean, not B, Taz. You might never get caught on your own crime, but you're still gonna do time. Really? That's my brother's story. I wonder who he'll be when he comes out. Imagine if he would have done that time in his 20s, if he would have learned his lesson then. They came back and collected on him in his 40s. It's like, bitch, no, you do not get a new wife. You do not get a new life. You do not get a new child. You get your karma. Ouch, right? My dad's all excited because he's supposed to be getting out of jail. And it's like, you hope. That's all you ever hope is they learn their lesson. You'd be sad as fuck that somebody went to jail. My son's in jail for some stupid shit, bro. It's so stupid. You sit there like, why did you even do that, stupid ass? What did my son do? He got off parole, did a beer run. The cops showed up and he pulled out a knife. And he already was on parole. He's in deep shit. Really? Damn. What the fuck was you doing, dummy? Like you really needed a beer. And then you look at his father, the alcoholic, you're like, damn. He wasn't like that when he was on parole. He wasn't, and that's where it is. Some people, bro, they need somebody, they need authority, they need structure, they need, rules and regulations. They need to they're not going to stop doing drugs unless they got someone running a fucking piss test on them. They're fine. They will not fuck this up. But the second you say that they don't have to do a piss test, then they're pissing dirty. Really? Yeah, bro. They need that fear of authority almost. They need that structure. It's some shitty shit, isn't it though? Nobody knows how long. They're trying to use his mental status to kind of break it down a little bit, but who knows? You're still not supposed to act like that. And it doesn't matter. My spiritual status has nothing to do with the lessons you need to learn, butthole. As your mother, I'm very disappointed. I thought you would know better than to do some stupid shit like call a bitch. I'll buy you a beer. Like, this isn't even worth going to prison for. But that's it. It's like, well, he just had a dumb mentality and this was going to get him in trouble. And that's kind of where it is like you keep that dumb mentality until you finally you get wise. You pay the piper. Like, oh, I don't think I'm going to do that again. And that's really what it is. You're going to be a you know, a fucking serial offender at anything until you are made aware that this is no good and there's a fucking consequence for this shit. Welcome to the end times of karmic cleanup. Really? Is it out to get you? You're like, I've never done nothing wrong in this life. Well, it came back to get you from another life. Just accept it. Stop playing victim. Just find a way. We're all dying in the lava pit, bro. If you're alive, then help somebody. Shut up. Mm-mm. You want someone to cry with or someone to help you pick you up. The crying, the victim support group is over there. I'm the part of the warriors and survivors. We get the fuck up and we help other people get the fuck up. We don't sit around with each other crying about the shit. I mean, we cry. We drag our head while we're crying. Okay, that's where we're at. Something like that. So pay attention to your dreams. Get a dream journal. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck. They're talking to you. What are they saying? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Right now, we're going to figure out where we are in the 10-day energy. And I'm trying to pull, I keep seeing the crows were there and a Notoria and all kinds of shit. And I still have all this. How long are you going to go? As long as my body will go for. Really? I don't care. I ain't got no job. This is what I do. We're in mixed blessings. Are you sure? Well, that's the card that I'm looking at. Let's see where we are if we miss the mix. That's exactly what he talks about right here is good things, bad things lead to good things and vice versa. All right, what's the date? March 1st was Saret. Nope. Okay, hold on. Okay, that was February fucking 19th. I've been off of here for a while. Really? Nope, that's Tepi Samud. Where are we? Really? I'm confused. What is our date? No, we're not in March. We're in April. Son of a monkeys. Okay, on April 31st, we got into this one. Really? Yeah. Oh, you see those stones? I was working with them. I took them out of my bra. They smell like my boobs. Don't touch my stuff. Really? Those ones I keep straight in my bra every day. Really? Take my bra off. They hit the floor. I pick them up. Really? So, yeah, they're not the cleanest motherfuckers. I have boob sweat. Don't worry, they're being cleansed at the altar. Just kidding. I'm not at all. I'm just telling you, don't touch my shit. I don't want to know where that came from. All right, so this goes for 10 days. So then on April 10th, this is where we're at. We didn't miss shit. What's today? April some shit. April Fools is what I heard. Shut up. It's not funny. So this happened on the Fools. No, it happened. Yeah, it did. And we stay here till April 10th. So we're in mixed blessings, which is going to exactly say, ooh, harvest of rewards comes next. It's going to confirm what I just said. Number 23, which is what? This frequency of 5. You have to go back to my earlier card. How do you know all this? It just lies inside you. You know too much. Really? Well, I do. I brought all the knowing for everyone else to know. Filled with knowing. Really? And yet, I know nothing. The conscious mind, I have no fucking knowing. It's like, how did you know this? I didn't know. My spirit did, and it showed me. Just like you, I was part of the unknown too until they made it known. Really? Pretty much. 32. That's not what I'm looking at. We're 23. You're going backwards. Are you dyslexic? I could be. I could. I could be anything. Oh God, I'm not singing that song. Get away from me. Where's the card? I'm not that far, huh? 24, 23. All right. He's kissing the pig. That sounds like me. On page 112 and 113. All right, what is this? Tepi Akui, the predecessor of the two spirits. All right, it's the two souls. Two of hearts that beat as one. Okay, thanks for the song. That was great. All right, the mineral is garnet. Where is it? It's in my purse. Don't make me pull out all the stones. They have them all over. Don't worry about it. I got us. All right, card meaning, mixed blessings. The nature of mixed blessings is that, yes, there will be a benefit and they will come at a price. The price may be a simple one, such as hard work, or it might be more unpleasant, such as falling in love with a partner who is already in a relationship, or receiving money after the death of a loved one. Dang, that sucks. My dad is still alive and well. I'm not receiving any money from that direction. Just pointing that out. Realistically, I mean, who has to die for me to win the lottery? It's very unchristlike of you. Never mind. I'll just put in the hard work. God. As far as falling in love with someone else, yeah, I've been there, done that. I don't want to go back to that. Really, we left the twin flame journey for a week. I'm not trying to get back on that stupid roller coaster and kiss the pig, even though the Scorpio sign. Do you still love him? I still love everyone. I love myself more. I love my freedom. I love my possibility of a happy future that doesn't involve somebody that has somebody else. And yet, I still attract these fucking people. I feel like every married man wants a Lilith in their life. Can I get a non-married man that doesn't have mother issues, emotional disturbances, some kind of sociopathic behaviors. Leave out the trailer park qualities, of course. The inbreeding. Can we stop with that? I've had enough of these guys and their weird tendencies in their families. I'd like something that wasn't already sexual violated at a small age. Are there any of those men out there? No. I'm sorry. They fucked us all up, didn't they? All right, I love you. I get it, but I don't want to deal with it. Like I can help you heal it, but I'm not gonna live with it. You might want to live with your trauma forever, but I don't. Really? I know exactly what I need to post right now. After that's what I have a post. I have it saved. It's like after a woman has done her shadow work, her biggest fear is a man who hasn't faced himself yet. It's like, bro, I'm not afraid of you, but I'm not gonna live like this. Like, are you gonna fix yourself and do something about all that pain and suffering that you're wearing? I'm fine. Go tell your wife that. Get away from me. If you don't cry with me, then I don't want to be with you. Really? Oh man. Don't you even look at yourself and be like, I got a lot of work to do. I do that every day, and that's why I stay focused on the work I gotta do. So if I look at you, then it's starting from day one. At least I've made some strides in my life. Seriously? I mean, seriously. Going back to falling in love with someone else, I don't know how to explain that. I mean, when I met him, I guess it was like love at first sight. He didn't. That's not true. He was fucking the whole office and whoever else he could find. Really, I don't know. I guess I just fell in love with a part of myself in someone else. Realistically, I don't know. I'm not really. I don't have whore tendencies, but I guess the ability to have multiple partners definitely never explored that opportunity. It's not something in me because I don't even want one. I don't want to deal with one of you guys, let alone multiples. Really? No. But I didn't know that Russ had a girl. He popped that one out of his pussy. He popped his pussy. Sorry, Russ. Every time I mention you, it's just so funny. Oh, joyful. Why did you use those words? I don't know. That's what I told you. Did you know you were going to say? No, I didn't know that was coming out of my mouth at that time. You don't know how you're going to. No, I don't know how I'm going to act. It's the first time I'm not putting on an act. This is very authentic. What's happening here? This is not pre-recorded. Oh, sorry. That was funny. I don't know. I don't purposely be like, oh, well, fuck your wife. Realistically, no, I avoided him for a long time. The first time I talked to him, he said he was married. I couldn't even grasp the concept. This guy had settled down. This is not real. Really? And then he was like, I'd like to see you. No, red flag, red flag. I'm not supposed to be meeting with some married guy that you said I slept with and to remind me. No. This doesn't sound this sounds bad. This is not something I'm supposed to be doing. No, even my psycho mind knew better than this. Really? I mean, it was driving me psycho. My spirit's like, yeah, go mess with this married man. No, and no, no. Finally, I was like, that's where it is. It's like if you ever call me again, it's like, do you remember where we left off? You remember Christmas where I was like, I'll tell your wife? Yeah. How are you supposed to go back to that moment? You want to pick it back up and act like that never happened? I already got past this. I got past the hiding, the cheating, the lying, the secrecy, the shame, the condemnation of what was happening, and just came to the true fact of this is just love, and I'm literally in love and acting a fucking fool for it. Really? Well, it was beautiful to see and all. And that's what it is I had it in me, and you could see this is how I got fucked up. So it's like, nah, we don't fall in love with here. We don't do this because this is what the fuck happens. I told you this is what happened to me. I ended up married doing this stupid shit. I fucking fall in love and try to become somebody's wife and shit. And yet I was out there, I get married and have kids, and oh my god, really, it's in me. It's not my most fondest part, but yet it's still beautiful. And that's where it's like, how could you be like so fucking naive and Because that's what love does to you. And you don't want that to happen to you because of what happens next. Well, it's a beautiful story, I suppose. Something to tell your children. See me in public. How are you going to explain this? She's this psycho broad that's in love with me. Is that what you tell yourself at night? Like, what do you tell yourself to sleep at night? Any of you twin flames. She's just this crazy girl that's in love with me. That's nice. That's what she's. That's nice. Listen, I like that sentiment. In the words of the Hulk, I like the sentiment of that. That sounds great. Whatever helps you. Crazy. And you'd have to be crazy to love you. Stupid. No. That's where God comes in and you really hate God. You don't choose who you love. You just love. I swear to God. All right, so the first video, I don't know what video. We were doing a test video yesterday, and I kept replaying it. And while we were recording it, me and my daughter, I made her a deal today. It's like, I really only need the computer for these fucking videos, and you're the one helping me. And I know after a couple of times of you showing me how to do this, I'll catch on and not need your help. But let's do an even exchange here, because you want a new computer as a form of entertainment, and I have one, and I need your help. So help me. Help me to figure out how to do this, spend a couple hours, because I can't do it with you not home. I can't. I have to wait till she gets home to teach me how to do what we were doing. And so anyways, I was recording this video yesterday, and it kept replaying. And I was like, and here I am. This is in 2023. I'm like, here I am with Marshall and Bobby, trying to love unaccessible men. What the fuck? And then you could pass. It's like, oh, little did you know, you're going to continue to do this for another couple of years. Till when? Apparently, God says there's no way to break these cords, and you'll love these men till the end of time. Son of a bitch. When I started this, I was just trying to make it stop. Give into the love so then it'll go away. Really? I mean, or push them away. Whatever works. Just make this turn off. Then you go back to last week's video. I told fucking Ali, I'm not trying to let this happen with Wolfman, bro. I know it's in there, bro. They're trying to show me there's something there's a massive love for this dude in there, and I'm not trying to let this out. Do you see this guy? He is totally going to take advantage of me. I am a very innocent, loving, nurturing, naive girl in love. And this guy is a whole. Did you come out with your underwear? That's not real, right? You put something in your underwear to make it look like that, like you're just throwing your dick around for views on YouTube. I saw that. And as a woman that has sexual trauma, that was not inviting. I already am fearful of getting close to you, and you come out looking like you have a fucking 12-inch dick chakra, according to Steve's fucking love tarot. I don't want to. Not with two hands, my mouth over my feet. What the fuck was in your pants? Are you serious? I'm serious. He put it, and yet I'm the one getting kicked off of fucking YouTube for nudity and sexuality. He just put his dick out there. He got in there in some funny underwear and was flopping around. Are you serious? I saw it, dude. I didn't speak on it. I saw it this morning. I was like, I'm not even going to say that I saw that. I'm going to try to erase that out of. I can't erase that out of my head. Why did you do that? Who? Wolfman. Are you serious? I swear he uploaded some short and he's in these shorts and I don't even know if that's real. Is that really your dick flopping around in your underwear like that? Don't watch. It's going to traumatize you. It's going to make you think he's that big, and that's going to only cause fear or agitation. Nobody wants to be cut open and like give birth like a pop can. If it's real, that's not really, and that's where you need these wide open loosey-gooseys. These very athletic girls with these, you know what I mean? These wide vaginas that take, 12-inch cock all day, every day from both ends. No, that's not me, bro. You need to go somewhere with that. Realistically. Talk about fight your fear. It's just a dick. Do you see the size of this guy's dick? It's not just a dick. I don't want the biggest dick. See what I mean? He's not only a big dick in real life. He's carrying, apparently, an enormous dick. Really? I was just bullshitting around with Marshall. I don't really know that Marshall's no 9 inches. He talks about it. He has the huge hands to prove it. I'm like, I don't really try to let that into my head. Not really. I'm sure there's some girl that wants their big ass 9-inch dick in them. And you looked at this picture like, Jesus Christ. I, I've been fearing this whole thing, and you're over here flopping around trying to get girls, and you have a man bod. Really? Um, my inner child is flexing. Really? Men at my age and of a certain age have a certain body, and it's okay. But then when they become, you put this over toxic level of masculinity and testosterone, and you're like, and then him in his underwear, and I'm like, this is just, you're just literally everything I just don't want to even. I'm sure every woman in the world wants to see what's under those underwear. I don't want that vision in my head. I didn't even want to see the underwear. Really, to be honest, and this is me critiquing, your underwear looked kind of old and they didn't fit you tightly. And that's why I'm like, he doesn't buy new shirts. So going back to it, I don't care what you have as long as you have clean underwear. And he comes out in these holy HOLY underwear, you know. I'm just looking at it like, is this what you've been doing while I've been gone? Like you're just throwing your dick all over the Is that Mr. Night of Wands again? I can't even. You make me true. But I don't want to be right about this. This is unreal. Going back to it, I'm not giving in to you, bro. Like, I could love you, but at the same time, I could just be an idiot in love with just about anybody. Why you? I think it's gone to your head, bro. Just because, and like I see I see this playing in marriages and men in general. Just because you got them, you think you own them, but you stop putting in the effort. And it goes to women too. You stop putting in the effort. You know, just because God announced that He wanted us to be in a partnership, you thought you won. You're doing everything. You're not doing anything to solidify the partnership. I'm doing all the work to kind of submit to it, but in the sense of you're not doing your job. And that's what it is these relationships fall apart because two people aren't putting in the work. And what it is like you can't out love somebody else. They call it love tokens, you know, Dr. Phil and shit like that. But it's supposed to be two people feeding into it, not one person feeding off of it and the other person, you know, giving everything they have. And that's the narcissist to the empath. It's like, oh, I've got a great girl. Now I can just go on and act like, you know, not put in that work. And that's where people don't want to go from, you know, the courting stage into the marriage stage because then it loses its lust. It loses its passion, its desire. It's, you know, you worked harder when I wasn't yours. You worked harder at our relationship when you didn't have me. Now that you have me, you don't even put any effort into what you have. And it deteriorates. Realistically, you lose the value. You remember how much they valued you and how much effort they put into time and energy and impressing you and wooing you and dating you. And now they just don't even care. You're not important. You're not seen. You're just, you know, another one of their possessions, a used toy. Really? Some of you in your relationships know exactly what I'm talking about. And you miss that. You miss the excitement of someone making you feel special. You don't feel special anymore. This person didn't, you know what I mean? You were only special when they couldn't have you. And now, once they got you, you're no longer special. And they don't want anyone else to make you feel special. And they won't make you feel special. And this isn't a special thing. Really, it's just a contract and bullshit ass hell. In a relationship, my job is to make you know that you're important all the time, to show you how important you are to me in acts of love. But when I can't act for you to understand that I still love you and how important you are, and that's where the unconditional, when I can't meet the conditions that make you know that I love you, that you still understand I still love you when I can't meet those conditions, or that you still feel loved. And if you don't, I can't meet the conditions in the terms of what it means to make you feel special. And that's what people don't understand is they think that their effort is enough effort that it's enough for everyone. But that's not true. With a person like me, you're going to have to put in a lot more effort. Why? To call it my damaged past. You're going to have to love me harder than anybody else. You're going to have to give me more attention, more space, more understanding, more closeness, more, you know what I mean? And that, you're like, those are the opposite. Yeah, I need all of it and more of it. I need just as much freedom as I need closeness. I need just as much intimacy as I need separation. And that's a true understanding is it's not that I over need one or the other. I need both equally balanced. Really? And people are afraid to give each other freedom because they think that that freedom means you're going to take this, if I give you time, you're going to take that time and fill it with another person. So those are the like conditions of manipulation and shit, coercion, where you don't want to share your person. But it's like, no, what I get from you doesn't mean if you're giving me what I need, I don't need to go and seek that somewhere else. But I have other needs. A man needs man bonding as much as a woman needs her women to bond in. Now, this type of shit that you're taking to these groups needs to be a little bit more careful. This isn't your support group, but you need to have your friends. You need your group of men to remind you that you're a man and to know what it feels like to be a man in the world that you live in. You need this in your life. I can't deny that from you because I don't trust your homeboys. I think that your men are bringing in girls. The point of male bonding is to get the fuck away from women. So me imposing my fear and limiting you to the bonding that you need because I believe there's a feminine presence is just psychotic. And I shouldn't have to worry about your men that are desperate for female bondage that are going to get you in some trouble. That's where you should have outgrown some type of, those type of boys. You're in a different type of bonding. Now, when you're young, you're looking for a bunch of dudes that are looking for pussy like you, and one of us is going to get some pussy tonight, and you get in a whole group of these guys, and you're out pussy hunting. Okay, well, calm down here. Realistically, we can smell you in the club. You're coming off a little foul. Some of us are just out there and we're like, oh fuck, this is an easy way to clean the pipes. I guess we might as well. The pussy hunters are out. It's not like nobody's gonna marry you with that kind of intention. Realistically, I'm just saying. So it says here about falling in love with someone that might be in love with someone. It could happen. Why? So you can learn how to love without conditions. Him having a wife doesn't mean I don't love him. I don't love him like she does. And I don't love him for the same reasons. And I don't want the same things. Or perhaps I did. I'm not quite sure how that all works out. But it taught me something. I really hated myself for falling in love with Russ, wherever that is. It's hidden in there. We'll find it someday. Try to put that one away. I hated myself for the shame of this. I didn't want to be in love with a guy like this. And yet, the very thought of him just brings up total joy. It's like if I would have never fell in love with you, if I wouldn't have allowed myself to give into this, I wouldn't be sitting here making jokes and cutting jokes and having the relationship I have with you now. Yeah, we never made it to the bedroom or to a marriage or anything. We didn't make it offline, but it's going to go forever. You know what I mean? Our relationship is forever. Realistically, that's it. I didn't want to give into it. But when I finally did, it wasn't a terrible thing. It became fun. It became something. It became a soul bond instead of, a human experience that I was failing at. Like we're not in a relationship. Oh, we got one hell of a relationship. All of us do. And that's, what Marshall and I have. It's one hell of a relationship. Really, I mean, close enough to being married. Seriously, and that's where it is we have a closeness, but you think that because it doesn't fit the roles of what a traditional relationship is, well, soul bonds don't. We don't fit the roles. We don't fit the molds. Really, because we've had to play these roles with each other forever. Really, it's just it's past life recognition. It's like, oh, fuck, I know you. I feel like I know you. Yeah, you fucking know me. We've been playing stupid roles. That's where I go back to Lewis. Lewis, are you having sex with your sister? In another life, that was your sister, dude. This is weird as fuck. realistically, and you're betraying your brother in this current life. Like, this is all weird. Can you stop? It's like, are you serious? Are you sleeping with the fucking, you inbreeder? All the fucking people, you're gonna fucking fall in love with our soul tribe? Can you stop it? Seriously. You covet that which you see. If you were in a different atmosphere, you would have fell in love with a different type of girl. Stop looking at the same types. It's like you're limited by your choices. Well, if you change the view, if you went to a different place, you'd meet different type of people. They're far more exciting than the Kardashians, for God's sake. Fish, fucking chicken of the sea is what I heard. Paris Hilton. We're staying at the Hilton tonight. Marshall, are you catching all these jokes? No, right? We could be staying up late. I could be ghostwriting with you. He doesn't believe in that, but he should. Really, why can't I just inspire you to write something great? I do it all the time, but they don't write great shit. Moving on. Let's see. The price could also come in the form of consequences for your action. This card has much in common with the Temperance card from the tarot, the card of Sagittarius. If it's found in conjunction with Deacon number 10, you would do well to take a hard look at your actions and ensure your happiness isn't coming at someone else's expense. That's where it comes down to the situation with Bobby. I didn't want to ruin his relationship for me to have one. Over time, I realized he didn't have a solid relationship that I was fucking with. He was already ruining it, fucking with me. So it led off of the pain of it. But in most cases, you know what I mean? In order for you to win, somebody else is probably going to lose. For you to get what you want, somebody else wanted it too. Really? It's something to be said. You know what I mean? If you want a person, you got to assume somebody else probably wants them too. It was really funny. Going back to Wolfman, I was like, hey, bro, did you know? My spirit just told me. It's like, did you know this girl is stalking you? Like, she's your spirit. She's spiritually stalking you, like you're spiritually stalking me. And that's what it is. I know they all want you. That's cool. But you know what I know that you don't want me to know? Is I know you want me. I know you want me. Really, what you want to do with me is always a question to me. That's where my imagination starts freaking out. The fuck you gonna do with me if you had me? The fuck you want from me? Like, seriously, what do you want? That's always what I say. What do you want? What do you want? What do I want? Oh, now don't ask that question. My inner child's gonna tell you something crazy that is gonna scare you. Let's hear what yours says. Really, it might scare me too. The deacon itself is depicted as holding two jars, one perhaps pouring out blessings, while the other may be holding hidden consequences. Ugh. Really? It's one of those games. It's like fucking fate. I told you, Fortuna. Which is what? Well, do you take what's behind door number one or do you knock on door number two? Either one of them could eat you. I always say this, are you a blessing or a lesson? They always are both. History. Although two soul groups of deacons is overwhelmingly positive, it begins on a low note with Tepi Kui. It is rare that you get everything you desire, and reality usually dictates that everything in this, excuse me, that even the greatest joy will be tempered by the truth of the world. For example, you cannot receive money without paying taxes. Isn't that the truth? The artwork for this card comes directly from the tomb of Kegum, I don't know, the royal visor of the pharaoh Teti. It depicts a nobleman on the act of suckling a piglet with his mouth. The entire frenzy contains scenes of agriculture, suggesting this nobleman owned a large farming operation. Kegmini, I guess, therefore is not kissing the pig in a romantic gesture, well, let's hope not, but is feeding the piglet with milk from his own mouth. This ensures how much he cares for his farm and also the personal sacrifice he makes as a farmer. During this Deacon's Week in the Egyptian calendar, the going forth of Peri, I don't know, emphasizes the concept of mixed blessings. It is a form of the sun god Re with a scarab beetle as its head. More specifically, the god form embodies the dung ball, whereas the scarab beetle will lay its eggs and from which new life will emerge. Really? From this shit pile. Oh, God. He was so literal. What, Bobby? I was still living in my car at some point, and he's like, "You want to have a fucking new, or you want to have a newborn in your situation?" He got all literal with me about my dream to be married and have children. It's like, well, not in my current situation, no, but you don't have to be so ugly about it. And that's, as I'm sitting there, it's like that shit fucked me up. He really, when he said it, there's so many things that were said to me along this path that did emotional damage that really stuck with me. The things that he said, certain people said, a lot of what he said. Why? Because I cared a lot about him. His words meant a lot to me. And when he'd finally talk to me, I would analyze them quite difficultly. I was trying to understand because he's never direct, it's very indirect. And because he knows that I'm trying, I'm analyzing everything. So I was always trying to figure out what he was saying, and certain things he said just stuck with me. And when he said that, he made me feel bad about my situation. Like I was in no position to fall in love and get pregnant. Pregnancy just happens after sex. What's wrong with wanting to love you? You're still having sex with me. You're just pulling out, douchebag. And that's because what? Because you don't think I'm worthy of having a baby because of my current situation? I told you it wouldn't be like this forever. A man that idled my actual position, that I had all that. You know what I mean? I had my life together. That's literally how he came back. He's like, wow, you're living your dream. I heard your song. It's amazing. I had my total shit together. I had 2 cars. I had full freedom, a bank full of money, and I was starting a music career. I had it all going for me, and I gave it up. And it's like, you saw me at what could be deemed my best, but I wasn't even at my best. I gave up what you thought was my best, the very thing that drew you in. And you didn't stop liking me. You just didn't respect me because of what I had given up. But you didn't even see the strength it took. And that goes back to what Wolfman says. You don't even know what I was before you saw me on the side of the road doing teachings out of my car. And that was part of my initiation. And I told everyone that. I wasn't just some crazy person. This is what God asked me to do. Humble as it may be, I did it. And I did everything that He was, and only to bring me here to the highest highs. And it's funny because it's like at that point, you know, in the beginning, Russ liked me. They all, I think about that. It's like, I don't know. There definitely was physical attraction. I just dumbed that down to it's like, well, I don't feel it, so I don't think you do. And but there must have been. But it's like you guys didn't see me worthy of your love under the conditions. You judge people that they're not worthy, and I did it myself, the whole twin flame journey. And I'm still currently there with Wolfman. He's not worthy of my love. My love runs too deep, it's too strong. This is a person that's going to take advantage of the loving nature that I have to give. Am I wrong? Then show me I'm wrong. Otherwise, you just confirm that I'm 100% right. And I was right to protect myself from a person like you. It has nothing to do with my insecurities, but more your tendencies that just doesn't make a person feel safe. It doesn't matter how much I love Bobby. Can I feel safe knowing his cheating tendencies? Can I build a future on that? Yeah, but what would it take? So much effort on your side, so much reassurance that you're not what I've seen you to be. I already love you at what you are, but can you stop it for me? And truthfully, nobody can stop their addictions for a person. They have to stop it for themselves. They can have people support them during this, but nobody stops doing drugs. Nobody stops cheating. Nobody stops lying. Nobody stops stealing. Nobody stops being greedy or any of these things because of someone else. And those people on the outside that are being affected really don't understand that. It's like, if you love me, why didn't you just stop doing drugs? Didn't you love your children? Didn't you love your wife? Didn't you, you know what I mean? Why weren't we enough? You need to understand that that isn't enough for a person. It's not that they didn't love you, that just wasn't enough. It's not that they didn't love you, it's that they didn't love themselves enough to start this battle. I see Chris. Chris was a great guy, bro, but he just didn't love himself enough to accept that he needed help. You have to come to a place with yourself of acceptance for help, because it's not a battle you can fight by yourself. Sex addiction or drug addiction, alcohol, or any of your perversions that you run to, your patterns, your coping mechanisms. You're not the first person to go this route with this when things are tough, but when you're ready, there's people like you that can help you overcome it because they had to fight it themselves. And only when you're ready to accept support, accept that you have a problem, and find people like yourself, because I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't deal with that. When we're dealing, I have a lot of experience, but not all. But that's where it happens, is like when I got off drugs, I needed support, not from my friends, not from my family. I had to get away from my friends and my family. I had to get away from everything that ever brought up the temptation to do or be around drugs again in order to get off of it. And I got around people that were like me, that fought nail and tooth to stay away from it. We don't persecute it. We're glad to get away from it and to make it out with our lives. And we try from a far distance to help others, but we can't get too close because we barely made it out alive. And that's really what it is. It's like, you can still be redeemed, but you have to do what it takes to redeem yourself, people. It's like, Russ isn't unlovable. He just got to love himself more. And then more people will be open to loving him. But until you can put all that love, and when you're out there begging for everyone else's love, you're not loving yourself enough. And that's what I saw with Wolfman. That was unnecessary. That was stunning on the gram. He overdid it. He said it was the beginning of his video. He's like a check-in, and he checks in with himself in his underwear naked, swinging around. He was reaching, literally reaching for attention using his body. Tell me that's not very Lilith or Knight of Wands. He's using his body to get attention, affection, admiration, power. He's using it in his workouts to be the Iron Man. What if you give yourself a heart attack? You're like, no, I'm young. You're just assuming that your body is a certain age and it can do what other people at your age can do. You take into no consideration what you physically have done to your body. And you just keep thinking you can push it. What if you push yourself into a stroke just training, never even making it? I watched another documentary which was about Mount Everest. No, I did not know that Mount Everest was in Nepal. No, I don't know. I didn't think it was in America. I just didn't know where it was. It was about an earthquake in Nepal, and people were on Everest and what happened to those people. And they talk about these people that this is something that they spend their life doing, and the minimal to do it is $40,000. This isn't an easy investment, and you're going to put your whole life into this idea, but you might never, ever, never reach the peak where other people made it before you. You're just trying to do what other people did, and you might not make it. I saw this post. I couldn't believe it. It was last week. I could have spoke of it last weekend. I saw it on Facebook. It said Kim Kardashian said she would literally eat poop if it turned back time. Her biggest fear is aging. You're starting to look your age, my dear, which means you're terrified. You're terrified to be you and what you will become. You're afraid of what you will become. Who the hell can have a future of the fear of what you will become? Because you don't see You don't see age as beauty. And go figure, your mom and all the weird shit she's doing at 70 years old. Why? Because you don't love yourself. And this comes from your childhood, girlfriend. You thought, and that's from hanging out with Miss Hilton over there, you were raised with a certain type of women that believed if you weren't pretty, you weren't lovable. And you believe that outside beauty is what makes you attractive. But when you lose that, then you lose all value. And as you start to see wrinkles or you start to see any kind of aging, you start to lose yourself instead of finding yourself. I haven't dyed my hair. I need to. It's pretty bad. I have so many, I call them wizard strands. They're only like 2 inches off of my head, but there's so many of them. There's silver hair. They're gray hairs, lots of them. I call them my wizard strands because they're silver. And they're brand new hair. They were never here before. They're brand new. They're only like 3 inches all over my head. I need to color my hair. That's what we do, right? We put some color on them to hide them. Now, that's something new that only comes with old age. You can't get that when you're young. You could spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to dye your hair platinum. But it's coming with age, something that I had to wait 40 years to experience that is demonized. This is ugly. It's new. I sit there and I look at my hair, and there's so many of these new hairs that are coming with my new age. And you think they're ugly. Look, they're pretty. They're white. They're white as light. I wish I could make my whole hair this color. And it may, in time, if I let these colors come, it'll take away all of my colored hair. My daughter sees it all the time in the sun. She's like, you have red hair. It's like, I have red tones. It's the Irish in me. It's like I cover it with black. Why do you dye your hair black? To match my eyebrows? It's the only reason I dye my hair black. What color is it? It's a strawberry blonde. Seriously? You can tell by my arm hairs. It's strawberry blonde. But as I started shaving my eyebrows, and just like you shave your leg hairs, it comes in darker and it turns into, dark hair. So that's why I did all that. But it's like she fears that. My wrinkles, my cheeks. I have wrinkles on my cheeks right now, right? What happened? I lost the fatness of my cheeks and some of my teeth as they pulled out. So now I have these wrinkles where I smiled, and they're huge. They went from dimples to wrinkles, and they're big. And it's funny because it's aging, but it's cute to me. Why? Because I can look at old pictures and see that my face was pulled fatter with more skin. But now that I'm skinnier, it's not there. So now I have the leftover, which is wrinkles. I see things that differently. I see these discoveries of time that if I would have died sooner, I would have never seen this. Really? Mm-hmm. I see myself aging, and I'm not afraid of it. I'm proud of it because at my age, many people didn't make it to my age. And they're not proud of it, and they don't all look great, and they're not happy to be our age. I'm not just happy about what I am at 42, but I'm excited to see what I'll be at 99. I'm standing up. I'm still walking. I'm standing next to people when I die. I'm not in a chair. I don't know if I'm wearing a diaper. Realistically, oh, this is gonna make you shit yourself. Seriously, stuff like that. I letting the old you go and embracing the new you is difficult, and it comes with time. You wanna stay young and beautiful and youthful, and it's an honor to grow old. It's an honor, and to be able to hold that honor to others, to be an OG, to be part of an older generation that's full of wisdom and not just some old guy that's trying to be young, some old chick that's still trying to be, young. Stifler's mom. It's North's mom. Realistically, at what point are you going to realize that, it's not about you anymore, Kim Kardashian? So she tries to, take her legacy and put it on her daughter. Okay, but That's not important to her. She's part of a different generation. It's not important to them. Boobs and ass and bikinis. No, that stopped with the Catch Me Outside girl. Really? I mean, she's still out there doing it. Don't expect that your daughter's going to buy boobs and ass and get plastic surgery like your sisters, your 30-year-old sisters. That shit stopped about 20 years ago, bro. So don't try to put old tradition on new girls. Let these girls be the energy that God put them in and not limited to a girl form, but powerful women, men. Really? I, I'm all with it. Going on, moving on. Where were we? Oh yeah, I was talking about the dung beetle. Yeah, your life. It's a shithole. Doesn't mean you're not worth it. And that's Bob Marley. In this one, you know what I mean? In this one bed of mine. In my house right now, it's not filled with furniture. It's not the best, but only going to get better. Are you waiting till I'm worthy? Till I have all the riches in the world and now I'm worthy of your love? Nah, bitch. I was worthy of your love when I had nothing. We could have built this together. I didn't have to build myself up to be good enough to be loved and accepted. And that's what this twin flame journey teaches you. That you are loved, you are accepted, you are enough. You can only get better. Really? I mean, you have some sharp edges that can cut people, but we can, you can dole that out a little bit. Sort of, yeah. Every feral animal can be rehabilitated and part of the farm. Oh, McDonald had a farm. Yo, yo, yo. Really? Yeah. Okay. Just saying. That's what I got out of it. Yes, there will be great reward, but first the beetle has to deal with the pile of crap. The week is ended with the going forth of the majesty of Re, which celebrates the tradition of Re from the dung scavenger beetle to a brilliant disk of flame. And that's that transformation. Okay, you guys saw this, right? You saw this whole story. I showed you it was going to be okay. I'm sure there's some asshole, oh, she's going to lose it all, or she's not going to get a job, or this is never going to. It already worked, dummy. It was working the whole time. You weren't seeing it. A million pairs of eyes looking hard, but couldn't realize what was being shown in front of you. You got to first look at what I did. Are you ready to do it? Or are you going to wait till everybody else starts doing it until it's popular? By then, you're going to be left out. You had the cutting edge advantage. You know who you are. And the fact that most of you are here on my YouTube and you still have access to me when the whole world doesn't even know I exist yet, take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you. People don't even know. And those that find out, they're going to, for those of you that are wasting this opportunity, fine. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to take this opportunity to meet God, to meet themselves, to meet the higher realms, to get back to this. It's up to you what you do with it. I don't really care. I'm just supposed to deliver the messages. I can see the future already learning from it. The future is living off of this, why the present is literally passing it by. I'm famous in the past, the present, and the future. Why? Because I'm doing what God made me do. I was always here to just deliver the messages. For those of you that want to compete as a messenger of God, there's no competing. Just get the message from God and go live your life according to what message He's giving you. You're not sanctioned to deliver messages to the masses when you can't even hear the message that He's giving to you and you're not listening to it. The beginning of this documentary is nothing more than hearing the callings and following the callings with no fucking physical knowing. I show where it started and I jump to the end of where I am. And that's where it is. Stay tuned for the second installment. Really? Pretty basic. Leaves him on a super cliffhanger. How did you get from here to there? Let me start with the whole beginning is just answering all those trippy callings. I went through shit. Literal shit. But it wasn't. It was a fucking crazy adventure. There was many times that I didn't know what was going on. The whole time I didn't know what was going on. I was living from day to day, waiting for messages from God. And that's exactly how you're going to live your life. You want to get right, you're going to be just like me, like I told my son, seek God in all things. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Let me go talk to God for a minute and see what God wants me to do with the rest of my day. And if he doesn't give you anything, then he tells you to enjoy your day. He told you to take the fucking day off. Don't fill it with stupid shit. Don't use all your energy because he wants you back tomorrow. Really? He might call you later. You're on call all the time to God. And that's what that is. You don't plan your day. You stay still and ready for whatever he has planned for you. That's the difference. Realistically, yeah, for sure. All right. But that's the thing is, I'm here. It worked, bro. I did the work and that's where it is. And we don't go back to that. Now I go back and I walk everyone else through their shit. I know how this shit rolls. Realistically, I rolled all the way down to it. The deeper you go, the closer you get to God. Let's do this. The deeper we can go in, the closer we get to God. There's only one way. I know one way and one way only, and I know it works because I did it. I can prove it. I'm going to show it to the world. You want to do this? Then this is how we do it. Don't argue with me that there's another way. If there was, then other people would be closer to God before I got here. They didn't want to go through the dark. They thought there was some light cloud they could catch on there. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Really? Yeah. So that's what it is. It's the dung scavenging beetle to the brilliant disc of flame. Ritual work. The deacon may be invoked for transformation of any kind. If you wish to become someone else entirely, Tepi can guide you to your journey of change. Well, we're always starting that. Every Monday we start a new cycle of change. We're constantly changing and we can only do it, you know what I mean? It's like we're in the hard knocks. We got 1 week off of work, but we didn't. I did a lot of outside work. Really, I'm gonna call it gardening. Grounding. Groundbreaking work is what we call it. Why do you say that? Because the work was grounding. We're working with the root chakra, grounding ourselves. It was a joke. It was a stupid spiritual joke. Don't mind them. We've got a bunch of stupid spiritual jokes that happen over here. All right, that's where we are. Mixed blessings. You're gonna lose this job, but it doesn't mean it's the end of you. It's the beginning of a brand new job for you. Brand new career, new friends, new location, new. Things have to end for things to begin. I spoke of that in my last video. That's all I ever talk about around here. All right, Odin son. That's probably the longest of the reading, hopefully. Really? I have videos where I could do 10 cards in an hour. I didn't have so much information to talk about in each card. I was just taking in information. After taking them in for 2 years, I was putting out a lot more than I was taking in. Really? Mm-hmm. Where we at, Odin son? Isa. Really? Mm-hmm. I have a cousin named Isabella. That's my middle. My dad wanted to name me Christina. My name is Lisa Christina Ware. Really? Should have been a Del Rio, but I'm not. Anyways, long story. What is this? This is a sad part. Really? Yeah. It's well, just say it. We're about to send our old people out on a iceberg and just send them on to their death. Really? That's pretty much what that card says. You're lying. Okay. There's no easy way to say it. I'm just telling you what the card translates as. Are you serious? I will read it to you. Ice, ego, stand still. The ice flows from Niflheim, the land of the frost giants, and has reached you through the rune Isa. You are frozen in time and have lost all momentum. The freezing temperature creates a hostile landscape in which nothing can grow and everything must go to a standstill. Isa suggests you let go and release what you are holding on to. Often the I of the ego and what we feel we deserve and should have. That's where you won't accept where you are. I'm not saying failure, but nothing can go from where you are. I'm seeing an 8 of Swords. You're stuck in your ways, and there's nothing. This is a stalemate. Actually, I think that's the 2 of Swords. Unless you surrender, you're not going anywhere. Really? It's an omission of guilt in some sense. I'm seeing it, it's like, until you're ready to own up for what you did, you're going to stand right here. You're going to hang on that cross until you admit to God. You know what I mean? You're not coming off of there until you admit that you're wrong, is what I'm getting out of this. Really? Maybe. It's due to the ego that we lose sight of our purpose on earth. Your ego is protecting you no matter what state of consciousness. Your karma also plays a big part in your development of your ego. Isa encourages you to take the time to examine what your ego is trying to protect. Do you need to continue holding on to this part of you? Okay, so me personally, what was my ego? Last week, you saw it. It's trying to protect me, it's trying to keep me safe. It flares up, which is what? I call it my mentality. It's my masculinity. I man up on guys that I feel are dangerous, volatile, fearful. Really? Call it self-sabotaging. I call it self-preservation. And that's where it's saying right here. So it's like, do you need to continue holding on to this part of you? You've done well to protect me from being hurt by men all of my life, but I need you to let me try this. I know that you're there to protect me from anything that happens going forward, but I need you to let me have a chance with a man. It's a fight. My mind's job is to protect me from what has happened, to never let that happen to me again. And in order to do it, it has techniques, it has ways of pushing men away so that they don't hurt me. Really? It knows. It knows my weaknesses and it tries to protect my weaknesses. And what is a weakness? Men. The only thing that's ever really set me back was my love for men. So it tries to protect me from it. Really? My mind's understanding of what men are. It's my ego has a projection, it has an understanding, it has a belief based on what it's seen and experienced that men are this way. And in order to stay safe, we have to avoid men of this kind or at all cost. That was my mentality before the awakening. And it's very existent. And the closer I get, the more that it flares up. The closer I get to loving a man, the quicker this thing comes in to stop me. It's part of my mind. It's there to protect me from what has happened. But it's holding me back from what I'm trying to do, which is, in essence, try again. So that's my story. What is your ego holding you back from? As I said this, I see Marshall. I'm not saying it's the only thing that he's facing, but he has the same demon on his back. Marshall didn't get a chance to have a happy relationship. And he blames himself for why the relationship didn't work out. And his ego, his personality, his mentality is to never do that again. I got to protect myself from ever doing that again because I lost control and I lost everything just trying to love a person. I'm just showing you me and my twin flame. I'm sure he has other areas of his life that he has to fight, but that's my biggest fight. There's lots of other things I can force my brain to do, but this is one thing that it's very traumatized. I'm very traumatized by the people I tried to love. And so when I try to love someone, my trauma response comes out and it's deadly. It's hurtful and it's very destructive. And all I'm trying to do is protect myself. And I am literally going crazy on a person that probably actually just wants to get close. But that closeness is terrifying me because when I get too close, I get hurt. And I have too much proof of it. And it reminds me and it makes me scared. No, he's doing what the last one did. That's what my mind tells me. Sometimes I can shut up, sometimes I listen to it and it scares me. It has proof, it has the memories, it has the data, it remembers what I don't. It sees you doing what someone else did to me, and it panics me to where I won't get near you because you have tendencies that I had seen before that led to my destruction or demise. Then it also categorizes that all men do such things. So then it builds a fear of all men. And then I'm cut off from the very thing that I want out of nothing more than fear. I have to fight the fear, but it's literally immobilizing in some cases. I'm too afraid to get close. It's not you, it's what happened before I ever met you that's still haunting me. Does it mean I can never get close to you? It means that you're going to need a lot more patience with me than anybody else that you've ever had to deal with. And that includes a lot of closeness, but at the same time, a lot of space. A healed person, the healing, you don't just wake up one day and you're healed. It's a constant journey. And some days are better than others. Some days you feel like everything's okay and you're okay now. And you're not afraid anymore and that you can do this again. And then one day comes and you're totally afraid and you can never do it again and you wish you never even tried. It's healing. And it can be any area of your life that you're trying to heal. It's like, I'm really trying to overcome this. Some days you can. Some days you can't even face this battle. And that's trauma. That's trauma. That's healing. That's what we do over here. We heal the experiences that lay dormant inside of us that can waken and destroy us. The things that have happened to us that people don't know. When they're triggered, that's when we get into work so that this doesn't come and destroy our lives. That something that happened to us long ago doesn't fuck up our current reality. The problem with that is our current reality is always reminding us of what we tried to forget. You can't forget it. You have to just face it. Really? There's so many incidences. It's like, I watched I watched a bunch of documentaries. Another one I watched was some you binge watched? I did it all week. I love documentaries. I watched this other one about this volcano that erupted in, I think it was in New Zealand, Sweden, or somewhere. Really? Yeah, this couple, there was many people that went to it. It was just a tourist site and they were on it when the fucker erupted. And it's like they wish they had never, ever, ever, never even considered fucking doing that shit. You know what I mean? They wish they could go back and now they're traumatized. And it's like, before you went that, it was going to be the best experience of your life before it turned out to be the most terrible experience of your life. When I was 15 and I wanted to, I got my first boyfriend, this was about to be the best experience of my life. I never had a boyfriend before. And now we're a real boyfriend and girlfriend. And now we're, before I knew it, I was pregnant. So now we're getting married and now we're a family. And it was the best experience in my life before I realized this is actually going, and that's what this mixed blessing is. This is about to be the worst experience of my life, but I have no idea yet. And then, you take the reverse. I'm going back to Bobby. There's so much of me that can say this has been the worst experience of my life. I wish I never met you. I wish I never met you, dude. All the pain, all the uncertainty, all the manipulation, all the confusion, everything I've been through with you. I wish I never met you, dude. But that's not true. Because there's still that part. It's like there's still so much I wanted to know and so much, you know what I mean? So much more. And yet I'm so glad that I met you because I never felt like this. I never even knew I could feel like this. I didn't even know what love was. I don't know if I ever felt like this for someone else before you. And I'm so glad that even if I can't have you, I know what this feels like because I've never felt like this. It's a torturous feeling to feel like to love someone and not be able to show them what you're feeling. But it was exciting too because I never knew what this feeling was. I didn't know what to do with it. There was nowhere to put it. I had to just live in it, live in love. It was torturous because I just wanted to show you how much I loved you. I don't really know what that meant. I just know I had all these feelings I wanted to give to you. There's part of me that wish I never felt like that because it was so overpowering and scary and shameful and overwhelming and painful. But there were so many parts that it was just like, this is, I never felt like this before. It's a mixed bag for sure. You know, my ex-husband, maybe it was good in the beginning, but it to me, it's like this was the worst experience. This was the biggest mistake of my life. But yet, the biggest blessing is my children. They're the greatest. I mean, don't get me wrong, my son really pissed me off the last couple of days, but that's how you know they're real kids. We're a real family. If you don't get mad, and that's where it is. It's like, I didn't even know I could get mad like that anymore. I haven't seen myself mad like that. And that's where I was like, wow, really? I had not. But there was literally viable as to why I got so upset. But that was it. It's like, oh, I just saw a part of me that I haven't seen in a long time. That's what I said. I said some mean things to him. What did I say? So this is fucking filth. You're a fucking sus bucket. How can you not fucking put on fucking deodorant? You talk to your kid like that? Bro, have you not heard how I talk? I'm very mean in my words. Don't forget what I was before I became who I am, because that still is there. And if I don't keep it under control, it can be very apparent. I can talk to anyone like that all day and not even feel guilty about it. Really? Because I know I'm justified in what I said because that was my feelings. I just need to find a better way of expressing my feelings, and that's what this is all about. Really? You're allowed to feel. You're supposed to honor your feelings in all things. Don't force them on someone else. Don't take them out on someone else, but understand them. As we move into Monday, into your moon, it's all about your feelings. And Neptune, again, that's your feelings, bro, the emotions. Don't let them destroy you. So, yeah, let me go on to this story. It's like, well, we're at a standstill. And that's where I told God, I'm at a standstill. The person that you've given me is causing, and that's where I said I got to a place with most of these guys where it's like, I can't go any further with this person. I'm not giving up on love. I just don't have. That's what I said to God. I can't do it with Bobby anymore, God. I can't. And that's what I said with Wolfman. But you have to send me someone else. He's pushed this too far to where my skin doesn't, I can't feel safe enough to go for any further. He's made it worse than better. This isn't someone that I feel safe with. He's making me more trigger. He's doing more damage than healing. And that's where I'll have to take this to court, to spiritual court, and argue this contract. He's abusing the contract. He's taking, and that's where a lot of twin flames do. These masculines abuse the love. And you have to go to God and petition that the love be redirected, not turned off, but redirected. Really? Because if you keep giving it, they're just literally draining you. They need this love, and you're meant to give it to them. But it's supposed to be equal give and take, and they're not reciprocating it because of pride and ego. They don't want you to know they love you. They don't want to reciprocate the love you're giving, even though they feel it. And that's where they're literally, it's a grounder. You're supposed to be, it's an energy exchange. Love tokens. I show you love, you show me love. We're getting attention, we're getting healing, we're getting what we need from each other. Really? It happens with me and Marshall all the time. I remember telling him, just knowing you're there and that you don't even have to say anything. I said that in the beginning. I didn't realize he had become what I was praying for. It's like, I just want you to be there. Don't say anything. Just let me hear your heartbeat. Let me just listen to me cry while I figure this out. I don't need you to fix me. Just be there while I fix myself. Right? Is what I used to tell people I was looking for in a man. And that's what he was. I didn't need him to tell me his opinion. Because in my deepest heart, I could hear what he would say if he could say anything. What would Marshall say to you right now? And I could hear that, and that was enough. But it was just finding a place where I felt safe. The doors close all the time. I could send him a message, and then all of a sudden it just says follow, and you can't open I can't send him a message. And then all of a sudden I open it, and it says I can message him. And God does that. When I need him, God opens the door. I need to talk to you. I need somebody. You're there. God makes sure that you're there for me whenever I need you. I don't really physically need you like other people. I just need a shoulder to cry on, someone to hear me, somewhere that I feel like I'm seen and I'm understood. I feel safe to talk about anything with you and that you're not going to fucking judge me. And I can cry and I can scream and I can get ugly and I can talk dirty and I can be anything with you. And I'm okay. Right here in this DM it's my safe place. You're like, that's not a relationship. Perhaps it's not what you need in a relationship, but it was exactly what I need. Somewhere to run to when everything is too much. That's what your partner is supposed to be. Not that you put it on them, but just so that they can be there while you take it off. Really? Yeah. I don't feel like I always have to explain myself to that man. I feel that he has enough knowing to understand when I'm triggered, why I'm acting the way that I am. I don't have to feel shame or embarrassment or rejection or he's going to leave me. He's not going to like me anymore because I'm being ugly. He's not going to, he's going to turn his back on me because I said something inappropriate. That's what you want with a person. Not like, oh, well, if I'm not pretty, they're not going to like me. Or if I don't perform, they're going to go find someone else. You don't want to be replaceable. You want to feel irreplaceable. You want to feel important. That is something that I get from him. And I got to be honest, I get from a lot of them. I know how important I am to Russ because he's shown me. It wasn't obvious for me to see. It took me a long time to understand our relationship and how important it is. But that's what it is. It wasn't based on the importance of a typical. Let me get some tissue. Okay, it wasn't based on the relationship, and that's where it is. Your 3D world tries to put it in a 3D form. Well, this is what we should have as a relationship. A soul relationship is something that feeds your soul, not your flesh. It actually triggers your flesh and it does a lot of things to the flesh, but it feeds the soul. Really? Yeah. What I have with him is what I want in a physical world. And it's like, if you already have that with someone, then why do you want it with someone else? And that's where the thing, where you kind of like, it goes further. I can't have the whole package. That's where it gets sad. It's like, you won't let me in enough. You'll let me this far, but no further. And when we're talking about someone like Eminem, you can understand how he'll only let everybody in so far. And as a twin flame, it's like, understand that that's just how people are. You want to get as close as you can. You want to be their closest person. You want to be their most intimate, closeness. But some people won't let you that close. And as somebody that struggles with intimacy, You have to understand where that comes from. And it's not that we don't have it in us, it's that we we've closed we're trying to reopen that part of us that has been closed down for quite some time. Something that we already, we closed the vault and forgot the code. And it's taking us a long time to reopen that vault, which is just the heart. Really? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people at my age, 40 years old and older, that didn't have successful relationships just yet, and they already see it as a failure and have given up. I had given up before now. I gave up I don't know, I was 30 something. I gave up long before now. I just reopened the factory. Now, I didn't go out there like most girls and try to put on my high heels and, try to all my old techniques because those were never my techniques. I didn't do what other girls did. No, mm-mm. I never was taught that. I didn't have a mother like that. I didn't have women figure in my home that taught me how to go and get men. We were taught how to work like men, not how to get men. We were beautiful, but we weren't about getting men. So that's not something I was taught. Now, when you work, and you're around men, then they gravitate towards you. And that's kind of where these workplace fucking relationships and a lot of my sleeping with my friends, friends with benefits tends to happen. And that's that Knight of Wands thing. It's like maybe the intention was always there, but just it wasn't the approach. We're not daters. We're more like, let's build a relationship and go from there. A little bit more deep, I suppose. Everybody's different. Really? They're all trying to get to love, I suppose. Don't you think? What are you doing this for? Why are you working so hard? They want your attention. Why? Because of what comes with it. There's, to each and every one of us, there's a benefit to knowing us. The closer you get to someone, there's a benefit to being that close to a person. You just don't want people to take advantage of your closeness. Your inner sanctum. People that live in the inner sanctum are sanctified by your energy. And, when they get too close, they're trying to, shit, Judas here. Due to the ego, yeah, your ego is protecting you no matter the state of your consciousness. Your karma also plays a big part in the development of your ego. And what's the karma? Lilith, opening up to love. I got a great fucking short I'm going to share tonight. What is it? Eve trying to convince Lilith to date again? Nah, you're. How are you, Eve, going to sell me on a relationship when I deemed yours as unworthy? You're the wrong girl to tell me about getting married. Realistically, your husband's in love with me. You're not the person to be talking to me about this. Really? What do you think I'm talking to Marshall about? I'm talking to his Lilith that doesn't want to settle down. What do you think I'm talking to out there? I'm talking to your Lilith, which is me inside of you. Really? Hey, settle down there, buddy. It's the year of the fire horse. We're trying to get into a stable position here. Somebody ride our back. Not what you want to hear. All right, moving on. Do you need to continue holding on to this part of you? Just as the frost giant grasped the Isa symbol, whatever it is you're attached to, let go. That's that 555 frequency. Although there is no Merkstavi, the reverse position, trust that you will move forward, and after the freeze and the thaw of spring, you will find yourself. Remember, Isa can either be all consuming or a place of observation. Really? Well, I mean, are you going to go down with the Titanic? Or are you going to get off your little block of ice, your little ice queen? You're going to warm up to the people, or are you just going to freeze and die? I thought it told in this story. There's an ancient story. Really? Oh man, these tribes. When their elders got to a certain age, they'd put them on an They would. If they were dying and stuff, their journey was to take that little trip on a little block of ice. Is that true? It really is. You were going to travel into the next land. They just sent you on your way. And then what? I don't know. You reincarnated as a whale or seagull, maybe an eagle. It's a true story. Okay, this is turning into another long ass reading. It's a good thing I ain't got no job. I got shit to do tomorrow. Never mind. God changes my life on a Monday. I have the best plans for Monday. It's like I've got plans for you on a Monday. What are you planning, God? Seriously. All right, let's check the Krishna energy. Why do you say Krishna? I don't know. What am I supposed to say? I never know what to call these cards. Never? Nope. Hindu, Buddhist, it's all of it. It was really funny because I said something extremely cultural and appropriate about a store I went into. It was, what'd you say? I said it smelled like they were doing henna tattoos in there. They offer their goddesses the strongest smells of spices. I was like, it smells spicy in there. Really? Have you ever smelled frankincense or myrrh? Fucking cinnamon? The shit they offer the gods? Whoosh. Come here and let me sage you down. Let me love you down. Sorry, Holy Spirit shit. Where are we at? Oh, we care about our outside, huh? All I see is Ganesh right there. Really? The mover of all obstacles. Well, it makes sense. Realistically, yeah, I'm doing these funny home workouts. Why? Because I need to work it out. I'm trying to tone my body. I lost all kinds of weight and now I'm trying to tone the skin. Really? I don't know. We'll try it. I'm trying something new. I do something with my time, don't you think? Seriously? So you're doing like push-ups and shit? More like squats and stuff. Working on my arms and my thighs. Really? Yeah. Got kind of flabby. I don't like it. The other option is doing plastic surgery or some kind of fucking cut and tuck. I don't really want to do that. I might as well have, big ass Bruce Jenner muscles or something. The option is being muscly or flabby. I think I'm going to go with muscly at this point. Really? I guess. We might as well try it out. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. I can't. Whatever. We'll go back to flabby if muscly doesn't work. Look isn't a good look. Just give up the muscle tone. It's not like I'm taking steroids. All right. Oh, auspicious one. Oh, partner of Lord. Oh, dude, Shiva's my favorite. Speak of the devil. Oh, partner of Lord Shiva. Oh, golden one. You make all things possible. You are the refuge of all. What? My Kali. What is it? Kali was an emancipation of Parvati. What is it? The dark side of her to protect her. It's a long story, but it was just a side of her, which is the darker aspect. So the Lilith is nothing more than the Shekinah. That's all it is. I'm the darker aspect of my lighter aspect. I'm just showing you my darker aspects so that we can heal yours. So as much as she is, I am. We are. It's the Trinity. Really? Yeah. Parvati was, Shiva's wife, but so was I. Because we lived within. We were of the same, which is the light and the dark. Really? It goes back to it. It's like, did you share a man? No, we shared a body. We shared an experience. We're a shared experience. I didn't have full form. I was a manifestation of her loving form in the dark form, her protection, her veracity, her fear, her all of that. The light goddess, the Queen of Cups to the Queen of Swords. That's all. As the triple goddess, they always saw me in 3 forms. But there was many forms to be had, and that's where we go back to God and Goddess. You only know me in certain forms of Goddess, but that goes back to God. You only know God in certain forms. You choose to neglect all the forms of God, as well as all the forms of what I am as his goddess. tell you the dark goddess reincarnated, but I'm just God's goddess, just in my darker forms, doing the karma of my darker lives. But it doesn't make me a dark being. It's just the darkness that I became in this world. Really? I'm no less of the light, no less loved. But in the sense of it's like that goes back to your parts therapy. Marshall and his egos might believe that Marshall, the identity of Marshall is powerless and is useless and is weak. And he might believe that Slim Shady has all the power. Or he might believe that Eminem has all the power. Until he realizes that all of the power comes from the trinity of the three, that he needs Marshall just as much as Slim Shady, and he can't deny one or the other. Just he can't be Eminem without being Slim Shady and being Marshall. Without the oneness of it, he's lacking his true essence. He's going from part to part. And that's where the integration of your parts really needs to be done. It's like this is a part of me, the shadow, and most people are this far in the game. They're very familiar with the shadow parts of me. What are the shadow? The darker aspects of me you don't see typically in the daylight, but that can come to the surface at any time. It's a part of me, not the most pleasant parts of me. And that's what Kali is to Paravati. That's where does Kali come from? From her. No way. There's a dark being inside of that woman that is more ferocious, that can kill any demon that's ever been, that can take down the Lord of Destruction. The only way the Lord of Destruction would fall for her is because he recognized himself in her. He fell for the Kali before he ever knew the Kali existed. And as I say that, it goes back to Achilles. All the women that Achilles had conquered, they were just women until he found the servant of God, the priestess. And then he realized he saw himself in another. Why? Because he himself was a servant of God in his own way. Aries recognized Venus, is what that looks like. Really? Mm-hmm. And that's what he said. In a world full of war, you brought me peace. Shiva's energetic code lives within Marshall. It's an old energy and old lives that we had. So it's natural to speak of this. And it's like through you, the storms can be calmed. Through you, I can recognize my own darkness and lay it to rest. Until he met me, he was one of a kind. But now he sees that there's many of us, not like you, but there's many of you that are like me. And you are never alone. And that's why you have 4.48 million fucking followers. Because there's more people like you than you realize. And they haven't gone through everything that you have, but you were too busy telling your story to hear other people's stories. To understand that that's what built the bond, was you being honest about your life, allowed others to be honest about theirs. And in that honesty, we built a bond of truth, of acceptance, of the people that we are, that the world says we're no good. That's built in love. Really? Mm-hmm. You have to understand the history, but that's really what it is. It's like you could say that Shiva had two wives, but he didn't. He had a wife with many sides to her. And that's what you kind of need to understand with me is like I'm one being with many aspects. And you want people to be one-sided or even that three-dimensional. I am multi-dimensional. And so someone like that, it's like darker aspects, my evil ways, whatever you might deem it as, it doesn't scare Marshall. Really? I don't believe so. You can ask him yourself. Does she scare you? He doesn't. He's not scared of the magical shit I do. He's not scared of my rage. He's not scared of my attitude. He's not scared of my vengeance. He's not scared of my connection of God. He doesn't seem to fear what I am. And when he doesn't fear it, then I don't have to fear it. If he doesn't judge it, then I don't have to judge it. If he doesn't worry about it, then I don't have to worry. And when I don't have to worry about who I am and trying to perform, I can just be. And that brings peace. Whatever I am is enough. And it's not too much around you. And that's what you want. Really? Mm-hmm. I can be this, but can you handle the other shit? Or you only like me when I'm being, super mom, super queen of cups, super, I'm being all of the light. Don't you understand that my true power is the ability to harness darkness that seems to consume others? I can actually stop this fire within me and turn it into a bright light for humanity instead of letting it destroy me and others like it has before, like it does all the time, which is what? Anger, frustration, I don't know, jealousy, if I had any, envy, I don't know, whatever starts the fire. Yeah, I can burn this whole motherfucker down. But being able to put the fire out, that's real power right there. Being able to release it and then pull it back before it destroys everything. You know what I mean? They call that a controlled burn. We're doing this just to regrow the land, not to destroy it, but to, replenish it. And that's what Kali stands for. Who's Kali? It's my card over there. You can't see it. I'll pull it over there. It's what we're gonna have to pull tomorrow. I don't have enough to go into this right now. Nobody's gonna watch them when they get these long. It's the other side of Paravati. There's the light to the dark, the Queen of Swords to the Queen of Cups, the loving mother and the warrior goddess. They're not separate. I'm not one or the other. I have to be both, and more than just that. I'm more than just a mother. I'm more than just a spiritual warrior. I'm many parts, and being able to, the more open I can be all those parts, the more happy I'm going to be as a person. Not having to restrict my parts because you won't like it, or you can't handle it, or it's too much. Much too much, is it? I'm not too much for everybody. All right, going back to it. Oh, golden one, you make all things possible. You are the refuge. Yeah, you are the refuge of all. You have the third eye of knowledge. I bow down to you. Defeat of enemies. I guess if somebody's fucking with us, they're defeated. Really? You don't have enemies? No, I have people I don't like. I think that falls under the jurisdiction of an enemy. But an enemy is somebody that we're at war. I see it as old traditional enemies. Who is your enemy? I don't know. God? Is the only one I'm fighting all the time. I'm not fighting people. I'm not at war with people. I'm at war with powers and principalities, things that are beyond this world. I'm at war with myself. Really? Seriously, that's about it. Nobody fucks with me. Victory over obstacles. Strength in asceticism. Well, yeah, help me. What are you doing? 100 a day of all these weird things? How are you doing that? I broke it down into sessions of 5, 20 reps throughout the day. It's just strengthening, muscle strengthening. I'm not trying to lose weight. I lost a bunch of it. But as I start putting in more food, I start building up my muscle again. I want my muscle to build into a particular, I don't know, I'm not, this is just what my spirit's telling me to do. Really? Muscle strengthening. Maybe it'll make me prettier. Who cares? Union with a spiritually powerful life partner. Hey, I'm done with that. If it's a spiritually life partner, I'm not looking for, security comes with that. I'm not looking for financial security. I'm looking for spiritual security. I'm not looking for the things of this world. Really? No. I don't. I'm not saying that Wolfman doesn't have some spiritual authority given by God, but all of us do. We're all called with a great purpose and whatnot. But spiritually powerful means that, with all due respect, Wolfman, you're giving into it left and right. You're all flesh. And I don't know how much of that flesh like was really from your crotch area. That was a bit much. Was it real? I feel like that was exaggerated, like you put something in your pants to make it bounce like that. She's like, he's like, she thinks my dick is fake. I hope it is. I hope it's not real. And that can distort your reality where you thought every girl wanted an enormous dick. Not in this sense, not in that sense either. Maybe the girls that you're, you know, I guess I can't speak for other women and how they're built, but I'm telling you, I have a wall that will not let you go any further. And you're not about to break down my walls, you're not about to do physical damage to me because you're too large. You better go find some skinny girl to fucking stick into her throat. Really? I'm serious. That was not a very happy image. Picture me rolling, says, fuck, I'm out of here. I'm not touching that. I saw a big dick dude when I was younger. Really? His name was Nessup. And anybody from San Diego was like, no way, you saw Nessup? There were stories. Yeah, one day I was sitting there and he like whipped it out. Do you remember it? I remember the fear of what I saw and then I wouldn't touch it. Really? I can't remember how big it is and what it looked like, but I remember I was afraid of it and would not go near him. I would not have sex with him. And this is another one of my ex-husband's close friends that I'm just hanging out with that offers me the D. And I say, no, thank you. I will tell you, no, thank you. And then I'll tell everybody about what you did. Really, your secrets aren't safe with me. I'm not a keeper of secrets. I was never that. I tell all the secrets. Really, she's telling. Lilith's out telling the secrets of the gods again. She's out telling. That's what I do. Really, I make the unknown known. What's done in the dark is brought to light. Really? What do you think I'm doing sitting around in the dark? Ooh, let me tell you what I just saw. All right, that's our 10-day energy. When does that wrap up? Wrap it up. Okay, I forgot. Where's the fucking? I think the 21st, right? Isn't that what they said? I don't know. My dates are all fucked up. My memory is the hardest thing around here. Why I have past life memories floating through here and none of the real world? They come around. Not really useful, just for healing. April 10th, we change. So we're here till April 10th. Mixed blessings. Good luck with that. Really? I gave you lots to deal with. I'm gonna chill. Again, tomorrow's Monday. We'll pick up on our regular energy. I just had to catch us up because we're behind. And I'll pull the other cards tomorrow, which is the Crow's Tarot and the Notoria. We'll hear what our week plan is. We have a plan for the week and whatever else pops up. Realistically, yeah, and don't forget your dreams. Really? Oh man, it's about to get intense. I'm telling you, I had one crazy ass sleep. I've been sleeping like a baby lately. Really? Oh man, I get good sleep. I woke up once this week, I think at like 5 o'clock. It was weird. Really? Since I got to this new apartment, we haven't had those early mornings. No? I had late nights for the full moon. I couldn't sleep because that's always happens. But those early mornings, not really. I wake up at 6. My internal alarm goes off before the actual alarm. I don't have to wake up my kids till later. And then I send them, somebody comes and picks them up and takes them off to school, and then I just gotta do whatever God says. So that's what I'm doing. Really? I missed an appointment last week. I might need to jump in my car and go physically show up or something. I gotta figure that out in the morning. That's about it. On Mondays, we don't do much. We deal with the mind, what's brewing in the mind and our feelings. We clear that out. Why? Because they're going to put in new shit for the rest of the week. By Tuesday, we get an inclination of what challenges we face for the rest of the week. We get a tiny dose of it, which doesn't seem to be too small lately. On Wednesday, you face a mini ego death that only prepares you for the big one on Friday. We do this every week, with the one exception of last week. It doesn't mean I didn't do it. It just means I didn't record it. If I look back, and I'm sure they'll show me on Monday what I went through this week. that you didn't see on the camera, but I had to overcome. There's always fights, there's always things I have to overcome. What I go through on Friday, I'm telling you, I was pissed off. My anger had come to the surface in a way I hadn't seen before. I hadn't seen it in a long time. I was extremely angry at my son. And then it happened again on Saturday. Really? And my daughter pissed me off on Saturday too when I took her out. And we started going to war in the car. I ended up screaming at her, just shut the fuck up. I don't want to talk anymore. Turned on the radio and it was Bone. The thuggish, ruggish Bone. That shit was loud as fuck. I was just trying to turn her off, just turn the music on, and it was Bone. I was struggling with anger issues this weekend. Really, I got triggered and I got angry and I saw how I acted when I get angry. How do you act? I say a lot of hurtful things. I told you that. I'm not going to put my hands on you. I'm going to hurt you with words, and that's dangerous. Really? Mm-hmm. No, I'm just being transparent. That's what I saw. That's what I had to deal with this week. Did you get angry this week? Did you get pissed off at anyone? Did you let your mouth get the best of you? Did you let your feelings come out your mouth? Or where'd they come out of? Where'd you put them out at? Really? I'm just being honest. And after it was said and done, I sat down with my kids and talked to them about it, about what they saw. I was like, you haven't seen that in a long time. And it's not appropriate, but that's what I used to do, and I don't want you to push me to do that. As far as my son, he had no respect for consequence. He knows damn well now he'll think twice. He will think about that moment. And it's like, I didn't mean to damage you, but I don't ever want to re-experience this again. It should be one and done. We shall never have this conversation again about you not putting on deodorant. And then my daughter smarting off. Really? Well, she's a bit of a gaslighter. Not a bit. She really is. It's like she's never wrong. And if you put her in a wrong thing, she starts gaslighting and starts blaming it. Oh, this is your fault. And you should have checked it and this and that. I said, I told you. Really? Yeah. Know what your weaknesses are, know what your strengths are, and get stronger. You know what I mean? Use your strengths in places that you're weak. You got to understand it takes a lot for me to get upset. And if I do, I'm human and I have human responses. And my job is to respond to it more spiritually than more physically. And that's what you have to do too. We spoke about that earlier, and all of our cards is having understanding, your having some responsibility, taking responsibility, self-awareness, self-healing, it's all about the self. It's having some I want to be careful with this because when you get into these places of self-analyzation, it comes with self-persecution, where you're beating yourself up for what you've done. I used to have moments like that. They're in those videos where I'd have a rough morning with my kids, and after a couple of hours of them going to school, I felt like shit, and I'd have to call the school, or I'd even go pick them up and try to make up for what that morning did. I realized I had made a huge mistake, and I didn't want them to carry it all day. Really? Yeah. I'm not perfect. My biggest problem is my mouth. Going back to Marshall, it's like you see it as strength from him, but it's actually a weakness what we have here. It's made us strong, but it's a weak technique that we have used to make ourselves powerful. And by doing that is tearing up people. You know what I mean? I was going to go and make fun of this is what happened on Thursday. I was going to go make fun of Russ. Do I have a problem with Russ's man boobs? No, I was just gonna make fun of him for fun. My first baby daddy, I can take out a picture and show you him in a muscle shirt. He had boobs like that. He had like man chest. It wasn't a real deal. It's never been. I'm just making jokes, hurtful jokes, making myself feel good at the expense of another. So I come up with this in my head. I was going to tell him, you got too much estrogen. Oh, that could make for a great joke. We could make fun of hundreds of men and their estrogen levels. Let me go tell Marshall. Marshall can make this happen. That's not good. Marshall, I found a great way to make fun of men. Let me tell you all about it. I was going to make fun of Russ, but you could make fun of people. Isn't that great? That's not great, bro. And that's where, Marshall, myself, and you put Pac, we're dangerous. This isn't good. God's not going to be impressed by this. Our peers people might think this is funny. We could make a lot of money doing this, but this is not good for God. He's not going to like this, dude. Kobe's not looking at us. You don't want to see how Kobe's looking at us. This is not making Jesus proud of us. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. We're powerful in the dark. We are powerful. We could burn the shit out of people, put you hella down 10 feet in the ground, and make ourselves the fucking biggest fucking names. This isn't making us look good, bro. We're looking good to the wrong people. Seriously? Yeah. Yeah. And that's taking accountability, guys. Like, fuck. I'm powerful, but really, this is some powerless shit we're doing right now. When we leave the arena, when we leave a battle, a rap battle, and we've destroyed our partner, it's all cool for a minute while everyone's gaining up on you until you look over and you see the person that you just destroyed to make yourself feel good. I can't even list all the terrible things I said about Bobby in the last 2 weeks and everybody else. What was that? It's my ego. It's deadly. And it makes me an unlikable person. Because at any moment I can open my mouth and destroy you, make you the live, a laughing stock of the universe. But what's the problem? You look at Marshall and he's all powerful. He's made a career off of it. He's the most powerful rapper doing exactly what I do over here quietly. If I get louder, I can be rich and famous for this. Maybe, but you're not going to get a husband. You're not going to get close to people. People aren't going to trust you. They're not going to understand. This isn't really good. Feels good. Feels good to put people down, to destroy people with your words. Maybe Marshall's the only person that knows what that feeling feels like. Maybe only a real successful battle rapper knows what it feels like to have that kind of power. But when you sit there and you've destroyed somebody, you've attacked everything about them, and now you've attacked their entire character, and now they have nothing to stand on, how good do you feel? That's where you go home at night and the Achilles moment. It's like I see every person that I've ever hurt and harmed in my quiet space. I see the harm that I've done. It haunts me at night. What have you done? Hurt people with my words? I say mean things when I'm hurt, or when I'm bored, or when I want to entertain myself? How true are you ready to be about what you're struggling with, what you think is power, which is actually a weakness? Something that got you so far, but is actually holding you back from where you're trying to go. Tried to explain that to Marshall and to the rest of the rappers. Yeah, the way we spoke, the things we were talking, our movements got us here, but it's holding us back from where we're trying to go. That shit is not going to take us to the promised land. It's going to promise that we don't go any further. And that's where it is like we can be big fish down here with the fucking succubus, with the fucking scum, or we can step it up. Really? Well, misery loves company. And that's what it is. When you start changing, you're going to lose some of your crowds, but it goes back to quantity versus quality. Dude, that's what, going back to what happened with Kanye. Before Kanye had his awakening and went into, gospel music, he had one huge following. But as he started to change, he lost that. He was building a new following. He was losing his old and building a new. But he saw the loss bigger than the gain because he didn't finish the game to see what it was going to build for him. All he saw was what he was losing, and it was too much to lose. But you have to lose this to gain it. That goes back to Moses. I'm going to end on this note. Moses was their enemy before he was their God. You know, the Jews saw Moses, the prince of Egypt, as their literal enemy, the reason of their pain and suffering. And when he gave up his position as the prince, he was casted into the lowest parts of the Jews. Now the Jews wouldn't even have anything to do with him until he was raised up higher. He had to give up his position of royalty only to become bigger than he was ever going to be. And I'm seeing, as I said that, I'm seeing Thor. Thor was already going to be the ruler of the 9 realms, but by giving up that position, he became the protector of the universe, which was far greater than just ruling. They didn't tell you the story of Baldur. Baldur was his older brother that Loki killed, that was all favored. He was literally the most majestic god. He was Jesus in their form. And he became him. He became his older brother. And then there was the story of, Hel, his sister. Why was she there? It wasn't the story that they tell you. Odin offered her a place of sanctuary where people would not vilify her. She was born part dark, part light, two-faced. She was Loki's daughter. When they tried to bring her into Asgard and introduce her as the beautiful granddaughter, she was less than appealing. And he tried to save her from that, from people's condemnation. Oh, here comes the hell. Look at her. Look at her. He gave her a place to rule. He gave her dominion. And that goes back to Hades. Hades thought that, because Zeus and Poseidon ruled over, the earth or the waters and the heavens, that he didn't have a place. Well, everybody goes to the underworld when they're done here. You have the most powerful place. But he envied the place that they ruled instead of the place that he ruled. Going to myself as, the goddess of hell. I didn't know this was hell. This has been the place that I have occupied and ruled since the beginning of time. You consider this a bad place, but this is just home to me. You call them demons and less of. We're of God. We just don't live according to humanity. Really? Well, we broke the rules so that we didn't have to. But now, in order to get you, we have to, uproot ourselves from our comfort zone of hell on earth and to get you back to heaven. We know the way. If we wanted to go home, we go home. Why not go home? If you ever been to heaven, it's a lot more fun down here. You can get away with a lot of shit down here. All right. I'm done. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Did you do that again? Just a couple more times. Come on, it's my last life. Give me a break. Well, that's for teaching. 10 days of that, or 6, wherever we are in the calendar. Really? Yeah, it's your pin up. Pin this to your to your page. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Love yous. Laters. Bye bye now. I forgot to open the comments. Apologies.